so nice. Welcome back to breakfast time. Yeah, baby. Okay, in 2 days' time, it's pancake day. So I'm gonna show you how to make a delicious plate of fluffy blueberry pancakes. We're gonna make a nice vanilla sweetened ricotta, and of course, cover it in maple syrup. This is kind of like an American pancake, I guess. These like thick boys. I've made crepes on the internet before. Crepes. It's kind of almost, this technique is almost approaching like a souffle pancake, because we're gonna make a lovely dry mix, a lovely wet mix with buttermilk and milk and a few other bits and bobs. And then we're gonna lift it all with some beaten egg whites. It's not as complex as it might sound. It's very, very easy. A pancake is almost a bake. It's kind of built. On the one side, you've got your dries, on the other side, you've got your wets. Okay, if you're making bread, or you're making a cake, or you're making a tart, or you're making pastry, or whatever, you can often divide your ingredient list into dries and wets. And it's usually a case of blending the dries, blending the wets, and bringing them together. Plain flour, or if you're across the pond there, AP flour, all-purpose flour. How much do you know about this flour? This is, AP flour is usually a blend of lots of different flours, or like kind of substandard flour. They kind of make this, you know, master blend of kind of weird odds and ends. So every bag of plain flour is usually a little bit different, with like protein content. Oh, this is so boring, we don't need to talk about it. 250 grams. Do not worry about sifting this, you do not need to. Sugar, we're gonna go for 45 grams, that much. I think it's important to remember, when you're making pancakes, don't make them too sweet, because you're about to drown them. Well, I like to drown them in syrup. If you put too much sugar in now, ugh. And in order to counteract the sweetness, you want to add some salt. Just regular fine sea salt, a decent pinch and a bit. You always want to add a pinch of salt to desserts. Some leavening agents. So I've got both bicarbonate of soda. I'm gonna do a little teaspoon of that. You know what leaveners means? Leaveners give things lift. So like yeast is a leavener, a baking powder is a leavener, a bicarbonate of soda is a leavener. You know when they say like leavened bread, this means it has a rising agent in it. We don't want to add yeast to these, so we're adding these. These are going to react with the liquids and make the whole thing go. All right, so bit of that, bit of that. Right, they're all in the bowl. All we need to do now is dry blend these. So take a whisk, whisk it up. Dry blend, baby. Wets. Need a better word than wets. It all kind of revolves around eggs. We need 4 eggs for our pancakes today. This is gonna make a good amount of pancakes, maybe for like 4 people. So crack them, I like to crack them, if I'm doing it like this, all into a bowl. And then you can just use nice, clean hands, literally just scoop them out. Yolks go in that bowl. Whites stay in this bowl. Buttermilk. Now, there was a time when I first started making pancakes many moons ago, you couldn't really get buttermilk in the shops. But thanks to American exceptionalism, we all want to make buttermilk pancakes, and it's now pretty widely available. So, this is a little pot of buttermilk, a kind of byproduct of making butter. Kind of like a sour dairy product. It's kind of like very loose creme fraiche, really. But it gives pancakes a very lovely tang. I'm going to use about 50% buttermilk and 50% whole milk. It's really nice. It kind of smells like yogurt. If you can't find buttermilk, just use a bit of yogurt. It'll be grand. I'll put all the measurements down below so you can cook along at home. Wet done, dry done. Now, the final piece of the puzzle is whipping these egg whites. So these are gonna give everything some lift. You can do that if you've got an electric mixer, feel free to use that. See that, we're getting there. Thickening up. This is a nice whipped egg white. Okay, do the thing, let me go. Ready? we're gonna blend our egg mixture with our flour. So I'm literally just gonna dump it in like that. I'm just gonna use a spatula to beat the two together. You know, you could be like super precious about it, but I think this is just like get it in there, you know. Just beat the hell out of it until it's nice and thick like that. Those yolks give it a crazy color. So what you're looking for now is a mixture that's maybe just slightly too thick. We're gonna let this rest for 10 minutes after we've combined the egg whites, which is gonna thicken up even further. Because when you're making a pancake like this, you don't want it to run. You want it to sit on the pan comfortably. So now we've got this kind of slightly too thick mixture. See how it kind of like hangs onto the spoon? We're gonna add our egg whites in a couple of additions. So one big spoon there. This one you can be kind of a little bit more rough with, just to bring them together. See how it's getting kind of like floofy, light, kind of bouncy. There you go. Looks pretty light, looks pretty fluffy. Right, that is done. Clean the sides. Don't worry if you can see a few little streaks of egg white in there. That's actually not a bad thing here. If you're making something like a chiffon cake or a genoise, you don't want that, but we're making pancakes, so it doesn't matter. Right, walk away, 10 minutes, then we're cooking. Right, while the mix is resting, we're gonna mix up, oh God. We're gonna mix up some ricotta cheese. Why can't I open this? It's cheaper than whole vanilla beans, but it tastes really good. It's better than the extract. So a nice kind of teaspoon and a bit of that. Well, extract is usually like an alcohol-based. It just tastes it doesn't taste particularly vanilla-y. It can taste quite fake, whereas the vanilla paste I find is much more delicious. Remember later we're adding syrup, so not too much. Just a little spoon like that. And of course, salt. And we're just gonna mix this together. I'm not too bothered about it being like super whipped. I just like ricotta cheese and pancakes go really, really well together. Sometimes folks put it inside the mixture, but I find it can get a little lost. So I just like to do a little scoop on the top. And look, you see all the little flecks of the vanilla pods running through that? Yummy. Right, put that to one side. It's time to cook. Pans for pancakes. This is a crepe pan or a pancake pan. This pan lives in my house and doesn't see much action apart from when I make pancakes. You basically want something that's going to be non-stick. You can't, if you're happy using non-stick, I know a whole heap of you are going to be like, no, Teflon. But listen, this is fine. Just use this. We've got a little knob of butter here. Just gonna grease the pan. I've got to tell you, this pan is on. Not quite hot enough yet. I want this to kind of sizzle when it touches it. See how it's like jiggly? That's what the egg white does. Gives it lift, gives it air, gives it life. So we're gonna now swap from this spatula to this ladle, okay? Always remember, the first one is usually shit. With these, you know, these have got to cook, with a crepe, you can afford to have the pan pretty hot because they cook very fast. But these, as they're a little thicker, require a bit more moderation. So, a nice ladle's worth. And I like to, where possible, kind of build up. You picking up all the little bubbles on top? Yeah. That's what you want to look for. Now is your moment to put in your blueberries. So we're going to go a little one. Pancake flipping is all about confidence, okay? Nice. We're going to go for a flip. Ready? Whoop. Oh, yeah. And I think my favorite thing about adding the blueberries afterwards, as opposed to like in the mixture, is you get this. So like when you flip it, they basically like burst and start to make this amazing jammy blueberry. Oh my God, I love it. Anyway, now it's just time to get them on a plate. 2 on the top. We need a cup of coffee, don't we? Proper drip coffee. Syrup time. And I mean, you know, just go crazy with this. This is the best bit. And that is my idea of a bloody good pancake and a damn fine cup of coffee. That's good, man. Just take a little swoop, little guy up here, and like, I'm gonna show you the texture, because these are really light inside. See that? Fluffy, fluffy, fluffy blueberry, fluffy blueberry, fluffy, fluffy, fluffy. That's what you're after. Okay. Bit of ricotta on there. Whoop. That's so nice. You know what? With the ricotta and the vanilla and the syrup and everything together, it really tastes like a blueberry muffin. You're gonna try this in a minute and be like, wow. These are class, and they're so easy to make. You know when people are saying like, make your crepe batter the night before? Guess what? You don't have to do that with this. 10 minutes. And look at the state of it. Oh my God. Look, see what I mean about the jam? Oh yeah, look, smush that blueberry in there. Wow. You getting that? Super nice. Hell yeah, make these, trust me, they're really good. Recipe is down below. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know if you make them. Thank you very much for watching this edition of Breakfast Time. See ya.